Alright. Hey guys, it's me, Grayson, and I'm gonna make a video. Yes, guys. Okay, I'm a pro. Exactly.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy LT the Says coming to you with one of my first ever nightly ninja talks. I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Again, the socials will be down below right here. These videos are going to be kind of off the cuff at first, but if you feel like you would like a more systematic and more format with these videos, let me know. I could definitely go ahead and get a script together. But I like to, kind of go off the dome, if or so to speak, freestyle. And this is exactly what it is. What I will explain real quick what Nightly Ninjas Talks are. I run a Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. EST. I run a nightly, pretty much kind of like a late night talk show type of stream on Twitch. My Twitch will be, I'll have my Twitch pop up right here in this video. And we have fun, we go over and we do something called a Nightly Ninja Talk. Nightly Ninja Talk is where we as Guardians come together, or depending on what game I'm playing or what game I'm covering that night, we come in and we discuss and talk about the game, about our likes, dislikes, what we want to change, and we discuss it on topics on a topic basis. So depending on that topic, we can discuss that. I want it to be a free-flowing chat, free-flowing discussion. There's not really anything that I don't want you to say or do. And if there's questions, we can answer those questions pertaining to the game. But we want to create an environment where we can discuss things in a positive manner. If you're angry too. I mean, as long as you're not disrespectful to anybody, feel free to provide how you feel and your frustrations, your hopes, your dreams. Destiny has them. They have us. They have us in the palm of their hands, and it doesn't feel good sometimes because we love their game so much. So again, follow the Twitch channel, follow the YouTube, subscribe for daily nightly ninja talks, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into the topic. The topic today is max power levels being raised. They are sunsetting weapons, so weapons are being sunsetted going forward. And so we're going to discuss that. I'm not going to go into too much specifics. I am going to quote some things within the TWAB, the This at Bungie. It comes out every Thursday. If you want to know specifics, if you want me to start getting into specifics before I do these Nightly Ninja Talk reviews or discussions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below how you want me to evolve this section. And hopefully in the future we can pull questions, pull comments, and pull ideas from the viewers, you guys. So again, welcome to the Nightly Ninja Talk. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into the blog. I got it right here, and if you guys can see that, I would love to do these videos this particular way. But first, can't forget, gotta hit that lightning, baby. All right, y'all. So we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna be talking about sunsetting weapons within Destiny, and the thing that's going on right now is that power creep. Power creep is affecting the game of Destiny a lot. And what power creep is when weapons get too strong within a game. They get too strong, and basically nothing that comes out new pushes the needle. Nothing that comes out changes everything on in that game. So for example, I'll even show the example here, but in my thoughts, the main thing I think about is when I watch streamers or I watch people play the game now, a lot of weapons seem samey, or they seem like they're doing the same things that other weapons have done a year, 2 years ago. Nothing's really changed. And I'm going to get into later into this talk exactly what I think the problem is. Because there's a specific problem that these changes aren't going to do anything about. The system needs changing, but the real issues are much different. The real issues are much different for me as a player coming back into Destiny. But basically with power creep, these everything seems the same. Even though they're changing some of the perks you can get on these weapons, it's not the same. Okay, so it doesn't feel good as a player grinding for a weapon. Like, let's take this loud lullaby for example. You grind for this weapon, and at a certain point you get the perfect roll on it, but you already had a dire promise with similar rolls that doing similar damage, is doing similar things to this loud lullaby. Now, the only thing that changes, as far as the perks, maybe you get see explosive payloads on here, grave robber, a couple of these other things are on here depending on your playstyle. But the issue, and this is spoiler alert, but the issue is that a lot of the perks, there's good perks and there's like you have to use these perks. And until they create perks that people can actually use without feeling like they're at a loss, it's going to be super hard. It's going to be super hard for them to do anything, even in the system. So let me explain. So they're going to try to do an fusion cap. So after they're going to start in season 11, and then after a year of the season 11 weapons, a year later, those weapons are no longer be able to be infused. Perfect. That's fine. That is MMO at its best, right? Every expansion of an MMO, your gear doesn't work. You're not able to utilize it. You're not able to, it won't help you in the content moving forward. Now, Bungie's done one better, where the weapons will work. All weapons, okay? All weapons will work in regular content. So like strikes, regular crucible, when you're going through public environments. If you want to pull out those weapons, you can. What they're specifically making sure is that new content that comes out, you cannot utilize those old things for new content, in-game content, nightfalls, raids, those type of things. You can't use those items for those type of events. They want you to use new things they're creating. They're putting development time in. They want you to use that. So the only way to enforce that, and also kind of cut down on power creep and create new exciting weapons to chase, is to sunset other weapons. Basically say, hey, you can't use these anymore, basically. Now, they're doing it a nice way by still allowing you to utilize it in a certain capacity in the game, but they're also kind of saying, okay, we need to move forward with this idea. Now, this idea is fine. A lot of people in the community aren't happy about it because they grinded for, let's say, this loud lullaby. They got the grave robber explosive payload perk, exactly what they wanted. Accurized rounds, they got exactly what they wanted, right? But they took them 2 months to grind for it. Now, the only thing I will say is that this is a loot-based game, okay? In a loot-based game, RPG game, MMOs, this type of stuff is expected. The fact that Destiny has been going on so long while pretty much not enforcing this type of regular, rule of sunsetting weapons is crazy. Okay, so there's changing it from a loot, like an action RPG game. They're moving more into an action MMO RPG game, and less of a action collection game. Okay, because before it was just you collected weapons, you kept them. They were still pretty viable in most situations. All weapons were pretty much viable for multiple years, and that's not any new content. You shouldn't be using weapons that worked in a previous raid in a new raid. And we'll definitely have episodes about raid design as well. But what I wanted to touch on, and this is going to be my specific point to this. I think this is okay. I think there's going to be some issues that arise from this system. But one of the things I wanted to touch on is that my biggest issue with Destiny from a third person view, we're getting back into it. So if you want to watch me get back into the game, grind out the next couple of weeks, come join me on my Twitch channel at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk a little bit and then we get right into the gameplay. But what is really frustrating me about what they talked about is they have not specifically stated what they're doing with the perk pool. Okay. Now, they said they are going to be able to do a lot of different things, etc. but telling us they're going to do things and actually implementing systems that work and keep us interested and keep us grinding is another thing. So this is my prime example. I want to see new perks, new exciting perks, Bungie. Okay. I want to see perks that actually change gameplay, that you can feel tangible perks and perk payoffs. I want to see those things in the game. I want to be able to change stats that are notable. Don't be scared to give a hunter a speed perk. Being able to, go over cap speed. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? What will that happen? Will that break something? It might, but it'll be fun. Some of the most engaging and fun times are when things are broken. And it shows that the sandbox of the game is what's important. And your players love it when the sandbox of the game is exciting, fun, new, and broken sometimes. And that's okay. You've already figured out the raid issue. You already figured out the raid issue with leveling. So you don't have to worry about these things because they're not going to work in a general sense. They're not going to work in the raid until much later on down the road once everyone gets to that specific level. You figured out infusion. Now supply us with the proper amount of perks, abilities, class abilities, power, things that change within how we use our L1 and R1 buttons. Change the way because right now, gear set, weapons, everything, there's not a lot you can do that are, they're kind of hurting you towards certain things each season. But I want to create crazy weapon power combos. I want more, enhancements from our weapon to our abilities, to our weapon. I want more synergies. I want to be able to walk around and say, I'm the bow lightning guy, right? There has to be some type of synergy you can create with lightnings and bows, or a weapon that you can get, or something you can grind for. Maybe it's maybe it's not. You can grind for perks, specific perks to add certain elements to certain weapons. So you can get like an electricity effect with your bow. You can get void effects with your sword if it's not a void sword. Just like different things to make each guardian unique. All guardians, depending on their classes, are so similar, man. So similar. And so that is the problem. That's the problem I foresee, is that this is all great. Like the infusion, I know some people have problems. If you have problems with the infusion, let me know down below. We can talk it out. But they're adding transmog, so your style, the way you look, you can choose that no matter what, and you should still be able to get the look you want and still keep the level that you need to do certain content. So you'll be able to style. It's going to be another another runway, Destiny runway, and that's okay. Fashion shows are okay with me. And then redacted engrams, I love that system. Basically, they're adding a system with the engrams where you can actually have incentive, not incentive, but intentionality in how you grind for what weapons, what types. And they haven't gone into detail about what exactly those are going to be. But they're going to get into like strike specific loot, crucible specific loot, gambit specific loot going forward. Again, a lot of redacted, a lot of information, and that's coming out next season. So I'll be able to go over, and once that actually comes out, we'll be actually to go into exactly how that system works next season. But, and they got more fixings. They got some hot fixes coming out. Okay, so we every Thursday, Friday night, we're gonna go over the TWAB. But this is a big issue because people on Twitter, people on Reddit, everyone's upset. And the main issue is that no one trusts what they're saying, because yes, this fixes a broken system, but it doesn't fix the content loop. It does not fix the content loop. And right now, the main issue, the thing that's on because it's like, what have you done for me lately? And right now, lately, the content loop is stale. The content loop is stale. And we're trying to figure out, is this really going to be the answer to fixing that content loop? I don't think so. I think this is part of it. I think fixing a broken system and creating a system that is more in line with MMOs, other games within their same genre, Division 2, those different games, Borderlands, pretty much every DLC you gotta regrind. I've seen people play that, so I know that for a fact. They complain about it, but they do it because they want the new stuff. And so this is exactly what I mean, Bungie. You have to listen. I'm gonna have these nightly ninja talks. You want to come in and discuss. You have to make sure that with this information that you've put, you gotta make sure that you're adding depth to the game. And I'm gonna have a whole nother video about depth, but you have to add depth. If you add depth to the game with these little changes you making, baby boy, please listen. You're gonna be swimming in my cash flow. You feel me? So listen, if you guys made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it. One of my first ones, so I'm working through it. I'll be trying to do a little bit different things with this video, different ideas. Listen, if you love it, if you want to go ahead and put any information down below on what you would like to see more from this basically this Tonight Show, let me know. And I love you guys. Welcome. And if you're subscribing for the first time after seeing this video, welcome to the network. We got many more coming. We got so much time together before the new season comes out in Destiny to get acquainted. So as I always end videos with, remember, everybody out there, be safe, and always, no matter what, follow your ninja way. Peace, y'all.